You haven't heard me talk yet. Thanks for waiting, Penny, you and Sherry, this entire team, and my colleagues are here. Joe Pitts, who's been the BAT chairman and his longtime friend of family issues and the sanctity of human life. Anne-Marie Burke back here is a vice chair of the committee I sit on. She's a wonderful person. And of course, Tom Price and Jeff Lane. How many of you had to listen to thus far? I mean, I like this. 15.
We lost track.
Y'all, you guys are wonderful. We've had to listen to one member of Congress, let alone 15 or 20. I'll be real brief. Just like Tom, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for taking the risk, for standing up for things that matter. And there, you know, anytime you're willing to do it, it's tough. I mean, you know, the press never gives us a fair shake. They're going to say all kinds of mean things about it and about us, and yet, in spite of that, you're willing to step into the game and attempt to make a difference, and you certainly are. If you ever read Cal Thomas, when he talks about the press, national press, Cal Thomas, Christian syndicated columnist, and he has a great line when he talks about the way normal people see things and the way the elite national media view things. And he says, I get up every morning, I read my Bible and the New York Times, so I can see what each side's up to. A lot of truth to that. So, but thanks for doing it. There's a great movie. Some of you may have watched. I made all our kids watch it when they were younger. How many of you have seen the movie Chariots of Fire? Great show. You follow two wonderful human beings, Eric Little and Harold Abrams, two individuals you want young people to emulate. And you know, Eric Little, you all know, was a missionary to China, super guy, Christian, super guy. But you follow these two guys. Well, actually, you follow about 5 or 6 athletes in Great Britain in the 1920s as they're getting ready to compete in the 1924 Paris Olympic Games in track and field. But you're really focusing on Little and Abrams. And both go on to be Olympic champions. Both amazing, again, amazing athletes, amazing individuals. But the best scene, in my judgment, took place prior to the Olympic Games. Both are sprinters. You know, the Olympic Games, Little wins the Open 400, Abrahams wins the 100-meter dash. But prior to the Olympic Games, both college-age athletes, both undefeated, fastest guys in Great Britain. And everyone just wanted to know, if there's a race between Little and Abrahams, who's going to win? Who's the fastest? And so they put this track meet together. They invited the best sprinters from all over Europe to come and compete. On this particular day, this was the Super Bowl. This is the thing to watch that day. And the stadium was full. Came time for the 100-meter dash. They had all these fast guys from Europe lined up. And everyone just wanted to know who's going to win, Little or Abrahams. And they fire the gun. They have the race. And it's Eric Little first, Harold Abraham second. Next scene is the track meet's over. The stadium is mostly empty. Harold Abraham just showered. He's sitting up in the empty stands, looking down at the empty track. And he's sitting beside a young lady, a lady that he would later marry. And he's replaying the race in his mind over and over again. And every time it's the same outcome. It's Little first, Abraham second. Little first, he's second. And it's driving you nuts. Because he's never lost. First time he's lost. So he's going through this exercise, and the young lady asks a rhetorical question. She says, Harold, what's the problem? So you lost. You finished second. You've won all the other races. You know, why the long face? And he turned back to her and he said, I don't run to lose. I run to win. And if I can't win, I ain't going to run. He was going to quit. He said, the pain of losing is just too much. I'm not going to take the risk. I'm not going to put it on the line. I'm not going to step into I'm just not going to do it. It hurts too bad. There was a pause, and then she said the best line of the whole show. And she said the line that captures what you all are doing every single day. She said, Harold, if you don't run, you can't win. And that is so true. And this is one thing I know about America. It's one thing I know about the pro-family, pro-life movement. It's just instinctive to who we are as a people. If you're not willing to get off the sidelines, you can never accomplish anything that has meaning or significance. Nothing good happens in the shadows, in the twilight. You got to get in the game. And that's why I so respect you all, because you get in the game in spite. It's easier to get in the game when everyone's saying great things about you. It's tough to get in the game when people are saying bad things about you. And yet you do it. And this day marks that maybe more than anything else that we do in a year in this country. So keep it up. We're in one of those times, one of those critical moments in the history of the greatest nation ever, where we need more people to do what you're doing on a host of issues. This will be the most intensive political year in history. It will be in my state. I'm from Ohio. Presidential politics, we're the big prize every year because it will be huge. So thank you for what you're doing on this issue and a host of others. We need you to stay involved so that we can continue to be the greatest nation in the world. My favorite verse is 2 Timothy 4:7. I fought the good fight, I finished the course, I kept the faith. And that is a verse that has captured the attitude of Americans, captures your attitude, and one we certainly need at this moment in history. So thank you and God bless you.